Hi, I'm Lynn Northcott and you're watching Jog on TV, the place where we interview lots of inspirational people here in the UK. And today we're here at Leaside Canoe Club, where I'll be interviewing Anna Stishova, who will be telling us all about her experience with kayaking. So hi Anna, how are you?
Hi.
Thanks for having me here today.
No problem.
So tell us about kayaking. When did you first get into it?
So first I tried it in Russia when I was a teenager. We did some expedition trips where you go like for 1 week and you camp, but they were very big boats, like foldable kayaks where you had to assemble them, where you put like a metal frame and a skin on it and a huge aluminium paddle. So you go like 3 people in the boat and all that stuff. So yeah. It is an adventure, but it didn't give you that freedom. It was like you're your own boss, you can do with your boat where you like. So
how old were you when you first
like
did it?
15, 14, something like that.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it was fun, but it wasn't fun enough because it wasn't a single boat. Then when I came to UK, I don't know, I just completely forgot about it. Or for some reason I had this thought that, well, UK don't do kayaking, because I only saw River Thames and it looked big and like dirty.
So you'd only seen the River Thames, and when you're imagining London and UK, you think that was it? That was like the only
So I was like, well, I didn't see any kayaking stuff there anyway, so I kind of forgot about it and I had some very different life. And I went to Russia and kind of was reintroduced to this water sports again and campaigning. And then on the way back I thought like, oh, it'd be nice actually to find out whether British people do something like that or not. And then, hey, yes, I found it was a club called Castle Canoe Club, just above, a bit that way from the club.
So Castle Canoe Club, yeah.
Yes, they're on West Reservoir.
Okay.
And yeah, at first time I tried like a proper plastic one-seater kayak, and I was like, wow, that's it, I'm doing it. And I loved it. And then I bought my first whitewater boat.
Yeah. So tell us, like, why did you love it? What was it about that first experience of being in a one-man canoe or one-woman canoe?
So, well, first of all, because
it's not a canoe though, I've just offended you, haven't I?
Yeah. No, you didn't say rowing, so that's fine.
So it's a kayak.
Up there. Yes, I would say it gives you freedom to decide where you want to go on your own, more or less. How do you steer your boat, you know, how fast you want to go. Yeah. It's just, yeah.
So why do you love it? What is it? What does it do for you?
It's a good workout. Helps to exercise all your body. In whitewater kayak, it's upper body more or less and your core. But when you go into flat water racing kayak, which we'll see later on, that exercises your whole body, because your main force comes from the legs action and from your core.
So physically, it's keeping you really fit. What about mentally?
It does help you to distress, especially like if you work full time. It's nice to come to this lovely place and just get into your boat and just forget about everything.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Because look, we're in Hackney in London, and it's gorgeous.
Walthamstow Marshes behind us.
So where does this all lead to? Where do you go when you're?
So that's where Tottenham is. So you can either paddle all the way to Tottenham, and you can portage and go to a bit of cleaner water and go a bit. Actually, we have people who go like 9 mile. When they do 9 mile training, they actually go portage all the way to. Is it Enfield or Ilford?
Enfield, Ilford.
But yeah, they go there and then they come back, which is it's a bit nicer water there.
Yeah.
If you go south, kind of. South and east, I guess, that takes you to Stratford. You can actually paddle past Stratford Stadium, and
where the Olympic Park is.
Yeah, so you end up on Stratford Lock. You can there is something where you can turn right and end up like Regent's Canal, or you can cross Stratford Lock, paddle a bit further, and end up like Limehouse Basin. So you can make a loop. There is quite a popular loop paddle. They do here like a 12-mile loop, and they just pop to the pubs there.
So you're a member of this club, aren't you?
Yes.
So how does your week or your what do you do regularly here?
So when I do have time to do it regularly, so you just come. If you are good enough, you might get a set of key from like for a changing room, let's say, so you can easily pop in and out and get changed in an adult section of it, rather than you can't really mix with kids. Once you changed, and you get your boat out of the container and then just get on water. They obviously only allow this to do to people who are confident enough. But because I've got 2-star training and a level 1 coach qualification, I'm supposed to be okay. So yeah.
Oh, brilliant! So you're trained to do what?
I've got a level 1 qualification, so I can assist main coaches on the water.
Okay, that's great. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. Same with the bikes. Like, again, level 1, I can assist them with the bikes.
Yeah.
If I had a free time.
So they have cycling club here as well.
Yes. So for the children, it's usually half-half, and on Fridays actually they have free cycling club for 50 plus. So anyone that lives in Hackney and 50 plus can come on Fridays, and they take them around the marshes.
That's brilliant.
Really nice. It's got some really, like, there's some people that really improve their health because they come and cycle around here. Yeah. So,
well, while we're on the subject of cycling, Anna's also going to be doing from London to Brighton.
Fingers crossed.
So you've got that coming up.
You can say that.
How are you feeling about that?
Terrified, absolutely terrified. As much as I like cycling, it's not my kind of main sport, and just went for training yesterday and everything hurts.
Yeah, but you're giving it a go, so even though it's not your main sport and you're saying you're terrified, I've noticed that you're still going to go for it, which is really great, isn't it?
It's just like this, the marathons that I did in my boat, I was completely terrified, very hardly prepared, but I was like, I'll try it.
So marathons in a boat.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So, first, obviously, I was doing a bit of white water when I started kayaking in the UK. After a couple of years, I decided to switch to flat water racing, mainly because it gives you more challenge, and it's also not as demanding travel-wise, because when you do white water, you have to find a river that is not dry. Like summers now, you don't really do white water unless you go to the center somewhere, the artificial one. In the winters, obviously, it's really cold, plus it's lots of transport. You do need to have your own car if you want to join, more or less, so it's a bit. So whitewater racing is, whitewater kayaking is a bit costly. A bit demanding. You have to travel away, let's say Wales or something like that. Okay. Flat water kayaking is much less demanding. Yeah. On your finances, on your time, you don't really have to go away from, let's say, London. You go this
easily accessible.
There are lots of actually many clubs through London that I discovered later on. So I decided, let me try flat water racing, and I started doing this little races called winter series. So for my category, like ladies single boat, they were doing 6 miles, so it takes about 1 hour. So I can't say that I was good at it, but I would still finish well, and I realized that doesn't really challenge me enough. And for me, it wasn't about speed, it's about like, I can get to that finish line, So there was like, mental goals you wanted to go for, so challenge yourself a little bit more. Yeah, and then when we get together on all these little mini marathons events, because Leaside is part of Winter Series, so the final serious event is at Leaside, and when they give like trophies and everything, there's always lots of people, you can listen different stories. Well, we had our own stories. We had many people who did devices to Westminster race from our club, and I was like, oh, that sounds so exciting. Yeah, it's a big challenge, but it's so exciting. We finished on this under this beautiful Westminster Bridge, and you know,
sounds really good. Yeah.
So I went in, I think it was 2014. I went to see our two guys, Danny Beasley and James Mike, to see their finish line. They were in a double boat K2. They were doing non-stop events, and I was like, oh, I really need to see like them on the finish line, and you know, say congratulations and hug. And and I was just watching boats coming in, and it was just so inspirational. It's such a like an achievement. They do call it Kayakers Everest for the reason.
Kayakers
Everest.
Everest.
So, yeah. So yeah, I just kept thinking like one day that
when you saw them crossing the finishing line, you thought to yourself, one day that could be me.
I know, it was so emotional. I was like,
and has it been you?
Not yet.
Not yet, but this is something you're working towards?
Yes. Yeah. So I did attempt devices Westminster twice. Now, first time it did finish in tears after day 2 because I just ran out of time. They would give you 10 hours limit to say that you need to finish the day 1, day 2, and day 3 in 3 hours. That was last year. Sorry, in 10 hours. And unfortunately, on day 2, it just didn't happen. I went over 10 hours. Mainly due because the support crew wasn't prepared. I had not much training with getting in and out of the boat, and portage just took lots of time for me. So it wasn't about me giving up. It was about
learning.
It wasn't fast enough. So
I'm sure you learned a lot from what went wrong and what you might do differently.
That didn't stop me last year, obviously, so I decided I have to do it again. And I found, or they found me, I would say, experienced support crew, and everything was going brilliantly. We did lots of training. We did extra training on open terms, just to see that I can like be comfortable in the fast flowing water, because it's not a wide water kayak that you can roll back up. You can roll back yourself up really in the racing boat. So once you're out, you're out. So got a good support crew, got some good training, and I went for this year race. Everything was going well apart from weather, because the weather was so horrific and temps just went out of its banks and stuff. So just past racing, they stopped everyone
because of the weather.
Because of the river flow was so bad. They said like even motorboats were not allowed on the river. So it's like,
so you put in all the training. You're feeling confident.
I was very confident. I was even saying to my crew, don't rush my tea breaks. I'll be fine. I was doing really well. And once you've done it once, even if you failed, you'll become part of such a big community that they will always stand up for you. They'll always to cheer you up and support you. And I think this year everyone was doing so well, and it's just this weather, and there were lots of tears. There were lots of tears after racing.
Something beyond our own control.
So what can you do? It's like they didn't give us medals, so we have to go back for another time.
So third time
like this.
But again, it's all that learning curve, isn't it?
I mean, I was amazed how much I learned actually from the second attempt as well. I became much stronger, I became much more independent, didn't rely much more on the support crew. I could say like, I knew what I wanted. I knew when I wanted to change my socks, or when I wanted coffee, not tea. When I needed this snack or that snack, because it was really important to get used to how you feel. Because if you're not feeling well, you can't really like, and I didn't want us to let down my support crew. They were actually coming every time from Cornwall.
Wow.
So yeah, that was the
they came from
dedication.
far.
It's like, I'm not letting them down. There is no way.
Yeah. So you mentioned there about the community aspect of kayaking.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit more about that?
So because everyone now is on the social media, Facebook, Instagram, I don't know, Twitter, you name it. But mainly on the Facebook, we do have a page for flat water racing, for white water kayaking, for all kind of sports. We do have page for Devices to Westminster Canoe Race. They even we're not like taking part now, obviously people are still training or getting some new advice or finding some new things. They constantly posted and I was amazed how many people after the first like last year event, first event for me, contacted me on Facebook and like yeah, it's like I finally just suddenly got so many friends.
Oh, that's lovely.
And they were also they were very
and I imagine
supportive.
coming from another country as well, how important having that social community is for you as well.
That was like really, what surprised me really when I was getting ready for the first like basically my first race last year. To get prepared for Devices to Westminster, you have to take on this races called Waterside series, and they go all around kind of the same route where day one goes, and they will start, let's say it was 13 miles, then the next one will be 21 miles, next one will be like 20 something miles, and then the last one is 34 miles. So every 2 weeks you have to take that
Building
race,
yourself up.
building yourself up, obviously building yourself more portages. I might get confused with the numbers, we can Google it.
Okay,
But
you said portages, you lost me there. What does that mean?
so portages, so when you see the lock, and the lock has the gate, so you can't really go through, you know, they have to open it. That's for those lovely
canals.
narrow boats. Flat water races have to get out of the boat, like on something like this or on the bank, get out of it, run around the lock, get back into the boat, and then continue. So that's called portage. Sometimes the pedestrian bridges in some sections are so low you can't really go under it. You portages as well. That's happened to us this year, where most of them got so little space between that it's like you get 4 more portages on this day, guys. Congratulations. You know. So
another challenge. I see that you like challenges, because whenever you talk about something like which some people might cry about, I can see you laughing.
Oh yeah, I mean they do have this joke about those low bridges. They'll be, you know, when you have to say you go down, you say duck. And then there is the joke, they say duck. Oh no, that's a swan. And the guy hits his head, obviously. So
yeah, I can imagine.
So yeah, going back to that event, I was the slowest paddler on those preparatory races last year, and suddenly, and I still wanted to enter, and they say after day 4, you or after day 3, if you didn't cut into that hours, you shouldn't really enter. So I was aiming for that 10 hours, and they normally give all the medals at the end of the race, like about 3 o'clock or something, and I came like 5:30 to the finish. All the place already closed, but I texted that organizer guy and said, well, it's 9 hours 50, I think I'm still going for it. And then suddenly this girl contacts me on the Facebook. Her name is Roberta. She did win last year main event. She only went once, like only in it to win it. That was her. And she found me on Facebook, and she was like, oh, you know, everyone was asking about where is this Russian lady that still keeps going. And it's like everyone was so worried about you, and like just asking how you're doing, and I just like got me so emotional. And she was so lovely. She actually
was looking out for you, and
she invited me to stay with her. Actually, my last year event was in her. She was hosting me. So when I found out that I can't really continue because I was disqualified after day 2, I joined her support crew, and because I wanted to see her on the finish. And that was like so amazing. Everyone was cheering up her, but they was also cheering up me because I I just, you know,
You were this,
like you have to go
this
first
crazy
to
Russian lady who just wouldn't give up.
And I was running with Rose's mom. I was running to all this long courses just to feed her and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I have to see them at the finish line. I have to see her win because she was a very big part of, you know, supporting me there as well. So
it sounds like you're getting a bit of a reputation for being very persistent.
yes.
And that's not a bad thing to have a reputation for, is it?
Yeah, it's just like what doesn't kill you make you stronger.
Yeah.
That's true. So yeah, when I was back for this year, everyone was like, yeah, that's Hannah, she'll be here. Everyone was so worried because a week before the marathon I hit the curb on my scooter and I flew off it.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
Yes, I think I remember.
Big
when that
whiplash.
happened to
Yeah,
you,
big whiplash.
You've got a really cool Vespa, haven't you?
Yeah.
So she's got a really cool Vespa, but you...
It was brand new and I just fell off.
She fell off and you hurt yourself quite badly.
Yeah, so it was very spasmed back. I did do X-ray at the end, but it was a very spasmed back. It was a big whiplash, and it was a week before the marathon. And a night before, I was like, I have to go for X-ray. Just make sure if there's no breakage, I'll still go for the marathon. I know it's silly, but it's my dream, isn't it?
The need was there to be there on the day, wasn't it?
Yes, and yeah, I did it. I still went for it, and I was doing really well. That's why I was so upsetting that the weather just... It was so many dreams shattered on that day, not only mine. But yeah, everyone's
So you're going to go for it again in next year?
I do hope so.
Yeah.
I do hope so, really.
Well, we'll all be rooting for you for 2019.
Yeah.
What month does it fall in?
It's always on Easter, so it starts on Friday. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday is the open terms, obviously, and you finish on Westminster Bridge.
Be your first completed marathon if you're successful this time?
It is, they call it marathon, but it's, to be honest, like a super marathon. Is 125 miles for 4 days. 4 days. We are lucky as single boats to have rest in between. People who go in the double boats as a competitors, they do it non-stop, under 24 hours in a row.
So where can people follow your journey if they want to look you up on social media, or get to see what you're up to?
Well, I haven't done anything yet. I think I should get like kayak on hijabi or something.
I think so, yeah.
Just like jog on hijabi.
Yes. Kayaking hijabi. In fact, how many hijabi women do you see doing in your sport?
Unfortunately, not too many. I saw a couple of very young teenage girls, like on the winter series.
Yeah.
I see sometimes a girl in a hijab going from the rowing club in the rowing boats.
That's good.
I met a non-hijabi Muslim lady who kayaks a lot as well.
Yeah.
I
never hear of Muslim ladies or people within the community who are getting involved in kayaking. So, like, what would you say to them that are maybe a little bit nervous or worried or shy or apprehensive in any way?
I think their main worry is, oh, I'm wearing all of this, how I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
But most of the boats for the beginners, you are actually okay in it, even in your abaya.
Right. Abaya is the long dress that some Muslim women choose to wear.
Like, as a beginner, obviously you'll be looked after by the coaches anyway. So they won't really put you in a boat. They'll capsize.
Do you think maybe they might be a bit worried about how they might be accepted in the kayaking community? Could you tell us a little bit about your experience?
They shouldn't, because I think my experience was the most amazing. No one ever put me down because of my scarf. It's actually quite exciting for people. They'll be like, oh, where are you from? When it's cold, they actually say like, oh, you're lucky you've got this on your head. When it's too sunny, they'll be like, oh yeah, at least you cover like that Actually, you are more protected. You just need to either learn to have a good headscarf. I think the ones that you were showing on your the sports hijab reviews are really good, especially the Nike's one. I think burkinis would be really good because if you finally end up, let's say, let's say when you finally end up going serious, let's say doing white water and learn how to roll, because I can roll in this.
Wow.
I just make sure it's all well
Pinned.
yeah. I do white water, I roll in it, in hijab, it's fine. You can either use your burkinis or anything that kind of sits tight and you're not worried that it's
like
gonna
a scuba
slide
hood
over.
style one.
You just pin it really well, and then this usually goes under the nice sports top that can sit well. Once you wear a buoyancy aid, no one really can see your shape.
Yeah.
You'll see it like later in the video. I will be wearing buoyancy aid. You can't really see my chest or really my waist. And then down the waist you either have your spray deck or you can wear baggy trousers. I wear sports trousers. People are very respectful. Even if you want to wear like a tunic and baggy trousers, it's all good. It's same like with any other sports. You find what is comfortable for you. But yeah, the headscarf should never stop you. It never stopped me, that's for sure.
That's good. And I think as well, like with most sports, there's a real sense of unity. People aren't worried about what you're wearing or what background you're from. They're just there together for the enjoyment of the sport.
Yes. Also, like you can find a way out. When I needed to get changed, I just bought myself like it's like a changing tent, like a shower tent.
Yeah. Like a bit like when you get a spray tan and they have a pop-up. Is it one of those?
Yeah, that kind of thing. So it doesn't have the floor, but it's like a tall tent, and I always get changed in it if it's very public. If I can't find any toilets or something to change. People are very, very actually respectful. They will know that they shouldn't do certain things in front of you, or it shouldn't stop you, honestly.
And what about, you were saying that there's not many women, full stop, in the kayaking community?
In adult, well, I can see that in if you go into the events, actually, there are women, there are girls in the event. Like if someone is taking it seriously, you can see there are more or less quite few of them. But when it comes to just seeing a beginner's level or just recreational, it always will be that some kind of age gap. So let's say in our club we have quite few older ladies that come in, let's say in their 50s, late 40s, but then we came today, there is a children's summer club where for 9 to 3, let's say, they look after children, 2 different activities, cycling, kayaking, and out of all these girls and boys, we saw maybe 4 girls. So it's summer. It's very strange that why not girls coming here? Why is only mostly boys?
So what do you think might be needed to change that, to encourage more females in general into this sport?
Maybe just more awareness that it's quite a female-friendly sport. It's nothing to do. You shouldn't feel bad about your age or your size or your height or your weight. Nothing really. You just need to wear comfortable gear, and the more girls the better, because it has to start somewhere.
So maybe in one sentence, tell us what kayaking can give people watching. What does it have to offer?
Very good exercise, fresh air, nice suntan. Lots of friends. Actually, it's a very sociable place. You do make lots of friends. It's something regular to do. They also do different events if you want to do like volunteering or charity. It's also interesting profession to progress to. If you are interested in sports, there are lots of coaching qualifications, and especially working with children. If you like working with children and you like sports, and this is one of the sports you can go to.
And how about mentally? What can it do for us? We see a lot of mental health problems in our society these days.
It's very positive on your mental health. Our club is actually kind of famous for that. They do look after children from difficult backgrounds, or some challenging children. So that's why, because kayaking and cycling, all this open sports, open outdoor sports, because you're not in a concise space. You can see world around you, you can go on trips, and
I mean, look where we are right now. It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's very calming, very soothing. It just lets you to detach yourself from any worries, from your
all
studies.
That city life that's just a footstep away from us.
Your studies. Like, let's say you're doing your GCSEs or masters. It just helps you to calm, to unwind, to distress, to chat with new friends. They take you sometimes on trips, so you can see new places. Just say hello to narrowboats
and the ducks
and the swans, and you can see the wild. If you go that way, there is like natural river as well, so they take kids on the plastic boats there.
Well, we are going to now go and spend some time with Anna out in the kayak, and we'll be showing you that footage.
So these are the canoes. These are the canoes actually. So what I do is kayaking, but these are the canoes. They're open canoe Canadians. So they're very easy. They use the one-side paddles, as similar as they will go in the raft. They're very stable, as you can see. They're huge. They're very stable. Kids love them because when they go on the river, they can just jump in and out and be a bit silly with them. But you don't have to jump out. But yeah, they're very good to learn just to be on water, and as a part of the team as well. You can have 2 people. When it's little kids, they can go 3-4 people in there and just have lots of fun. So they do different trips as well. They take people on the river. It's really good to join and try. It's a good part of the community as well. So this one is one of my favorites. I don't paddle in it a lot, maybe did a few times, but because it's very tricky and challenging. This is a wild water racer. So when you go on those wide water rivers, but you want to go fast and on a straight line and have a good speed, that's what they go in. So it's got a property of the flat water racer, right? Because it's very long. And it's got a very good stability at the back. These are the tricky because you edge them or lean with them onto opposite direction to the normal kayak. So people get confused, but if anyone wants to come and try it, they do take them sometimes on a Lee Valley whitewater course as a competition. It's really good fun. Yeah, I did it once. I came like third. It's good. They're really good. So careful with this ones because they're heavy. You put them on your shoulder like that. And still some water in it. People don't get it. And then when you put it down, just very carefully. So this is where the fun is. This is the whitewater boat. So you will have different outfittings. So that's to keep you very nice and snuggled. So very well connected to the boat. You have all the main points connected. Why do you need it for? It's when you have to lean, worst case scenario where you have to roll, you do need your hips to be connected to it so you can have a good hip flick and you pull yourself up. So as much as I said whitewater boat doesn't need your legs, it actually does. It's very good fun. Children learn very quick because not as adults, they have less fear, so they try different things, leaning, playing around, and once they're ready they can learn to roll. You shouldn't get worried to capsize at one point, because for the learners, the spray decks that they were on top are quite easily removed. The coach in the club will teach you how to do capsize test, so they will never leave you in the boat like that unless they are sure that you can get out of the boat easily. Yes, once you've done that, you're free to go, you're free to learn. They will never put you on the river as well without buoyancy, so you're very safe. You're always in good hands here. So this is my boat. This is my flat water racing boat. It is All-Star Icon, All-Star 10. That means it's a maximum stability boat. So even if I go on something wobbly, I still have a good chance of not capsizing. Someone like Icon, they do custom-made boats, so they'll make sure that it fits your size, it fits your needs. So stickers wise, M8 Motivate is my employer. So they sponsored my first Devices to Westminster race. Therefore, it's got a good meaning for me as well, because I wanted to, with my entry, with my experience, to motivate women and girls into kayaking. And when I paddle around training on the canal, I want them to, you know, notice this, and maybe it will make them think, oh, I could do that as well. Look, this hijabi lady can do it, so I can do it too. These stickers are the most special ones on it, obviously. 744, I don't know, can you see it? So it's a number of your entry for Devices to Westminster. 744, it was my boat number, my entry, as 7 stays for the entry class, which is adults single boats, and now 44 was my entry number. There were not too many ladies. I think there were about 15 of us on each year, which is still good. Made us a good company. This year was 17th, that's why it's in the silver. It was a Jubilee race. Unfortunately, weather cut it back short. But the most funny thing about it was that last year I had exactly the same number. It could have been different, but I had exactly the same number. So it's a 744 underneath it as well. It'd be funny if next year I'll get 744 as well. I hope they do, just say like, oh, Anna had it twice. They do get rigid checks on the boat before they let you on any adventure like this. So they'll put your sticker that on Friday start, and on Saturday they've checked you, everything's well. So I was free to go. And then on a smaller event, this is to hold your number for the smaller events. If you go on any like winter series, they stick your number in here. And then they can see, the judges can see your numbers. This boat was custom made very quickly, 2 weeks before the main event last year. It's got some modifications that we decided to do this year. So this handle, it was custom made by my new support crew. I'll show you why it's important, because when you go on portages, and especially when there's so many people and you get tired, you need to have something to grab on very quickly to pull the boat out, to put the boat back into the water. So that really helps, instead of, you see how kind of sharpish these edges are, so it's not really comfy. But when you just have something to grab in front of you, it's whoops and you're up. And then we put some foot plate, which is not a plate, it's more like what you will have on your spin bikes. So the idea is, once one leg pushes in, another leg pulls forward, so you engage as many muscles in your leg as you can. And it also keeps you more stable on the more wavy water. So any boats that goes less stable than this, you know, like the competitors' boats, they will have this anyway, to make sure they don't capsize in their boats. And recently I get a camera mount. So my friend got me an action camera, so now I can film myself training and see how I can improve my technique. It's just under 10 kilo, and that's why you need that handle, because you can do it. helps you, instead of holding on something narrow and very thin, you can handle on something more stable. Put your weight in it, get down, and leg in, and then you're ready to go. So yes, look, this is where the legs work. When you pull, you push with the other leg. You pull with the pedal, you push with the other leg. My name is Anna Stishova. I love my kayaking. I love marathon racing as well, and whitewater racing too. I'd like to see more women and girls joining the sports, and especially the hijabi ones. It's really cool. Why not to give it a go?
So I've really enjoyed being here at Leeside in Hackney today with Anna. It's been really fantastic to hear your story. So many attributes I think we can say Anna has, like perseverance and resilience. Like, you've overcome so many obstacles with your injuries. I loved hearing about your 2 attempts at your first marathon, and I think we'll all be really rooting for you in 2019.
Third lucky, I could say third time lucky.
Yeah, so the third attempt, I would really like to see everybody behind Anna, and I'm going to be adding her details below this video so you guys can follow her journey as well, and we want to give you all the encouragement that we can. We'll be praying for you and thinking all good things. So I think I'm really proud to say that you're the first person to receive a Jog On badge.
Oh, wow!
For me, this Jog On badge symbolises the strength in people who've overcome many obstacles, and no matter what life throws at you, you just keep jogging on, or in your case, kayaking on.
Cycling on, kayaking on.
And just keep on going. You know, sometimes when we get a bit stuck and we see that stop sign and we don't know what direction to go in, the only way is forward sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
just keep going.
Proud to present you with this Jog On badge.
Oh, thank you. That's it, just close to my heart. That's it. Oh, thank you.
So thanks for watching. I'm Lynn Northcott, this is Anna Stishova. You've been watching Jog On TV, and we look forward to presenting our next episode with our next inspirational human being.
And come kayaking.
Thanks for watching.